Welcome to meeting number 88 of the House of Commons Standing Committee on Citizenship and Immigration. For the first hour, we're continuing our study of closed work permits and temporary foreign workers. I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Tomoya Obokata, all the way from UK, United Nations Special Rapporteur on contemporary forms of slavery, who is joining us online. And welcome, Mr. Obokata. Mr. Obokata, you will have 5 minutes for your opening remarks, and then we will questions. Please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you very much for inviting me to provide information this afternoon. And I am Tomoya Obokata, the UN Special Rapporteur on contemporary forms of slavery. As you are well aware, I visited Canada officially between 23rd August and 6th September to investigate issues relating to my mandate. I began my mission in Ottawa and visited other locations, including Moncton, Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. During my visit, I met over 200 stakeholders, including federal and provincial or territorial government officials, lawmakers, trade unions, civil society organizations, and the business community, national and provincial or territorial human rights institutions, workers, as well as victims of contemporary forms of slavery. In relation to the treatment of migrant workers, I expressed concern over low wage and agricultural streams of the temporary foreign workers program, as workers are at a higher risk of labor exploitation, which may amount to forced labor or servitude. In this regard, I received first-hand information from a wide variety of stakeholders, including close to 100 workers I met across Canada, with regard to the appalling working conditions, which include excessive working hours, physically dangerous tasks, low wages, no overtime pay, being denied access to health care facilities, as well as sexual harassment, intimidation, and violence at the hands of their employers and their families. For sectors where employers provide housing, like agriculture, I also received reports of unsanitary and unsafe living conditions, lack of privacy and of gender-sensitive housing arrangements, and arbitrary restrictions on energy use or freedom of movement. Part of the factors facilitating labor exploitation seems to be the closed nature of the temporary foreign workers program. Many workers told me that they do not report instances of abuse and exploitation due to a fear of unemployment and deportation if they leave their employers. Now, I appreciate that workers can quit their jobs and stay in Canada until their individual visas expire, but the problem is that they are not allowed to work until they find new employers who are willing to conduct labor market impact assessment, and I understand that this can take a long time. Unemployment among them, in the meantime, inevitably increases the risk of labor and sexual exploitation. I am aware of open permits for vulnerable workers, but again, this is a temporary solution, and the process is so bureaucratic with the high evidential requirement that many workers do not take advantage of this opportunity.
On a point of order, Mr. Chairperson, I am not sure whether the tests have been conducted and what's happening, but this is twice that the interpreters have said that they're having difficulty interpreting and are unable to do so. So I just want to make sure that we get services in both French and English. It's not our honourable colleague's fault, but I'd like this to be addressed. We need to uphold the Official Languages Act of Canada, after all.
I totally respect that, and the police board, I'm sure every member on both sides respect both official languages. and I have had discussion with the clerk. There was some difficulties in the beginning, and we try to do everything possible to carry on, but this is the best we can get, and so I can suspend the meeting for a few seconds and come back to you.
Si vous permettez, Monsieur le Président, je pense que ce témoignage est absolument...
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairperson, this testimony is absolutely crucial vis-à-vis the study motion, i.e. that our honourable witness would appear before us today, and I absolutely want a proper meeting with this witness if possible. Otherwise, we'd have to immediately cancel today's meeting and ensure that we can come back with a proper internet connection. But I get the sense, and I'm not an IT professional,